So I like to get my thoughts brewing when I'm walking, and one just came up, and this is an announcement for artists out there. As tempting as it is to keep the whole pie to yourself and think about all the imaginary profits that you'll make on your non-existent business, right? Not to insult you. I think that if you find yourself confident in your ability to be an artist, you should own that. You are that, right? If you say that to anybody when you introduce yourself, hey, I'm an artist, that's already the biggest step, because that shows that you are willing and able. When you're alone and no one's watching, you're probably going to work on art at least some of the time, right? We're not one-dimensional beings, right? We have other things to do with our lives. But, when you lock in and you can go hours, you forget to eat, and what you do is make art, that's a gift, That's a talent that can't go to waste. But if you imagine yourself eating up the whole pie by yourself, and never bringing in other hands and brains to help you out, it gets really, really hard. Let me tell you, business is not an easy game. And I'm saying this from a position of knowing that I'm good at it. But even there, I know that it's a struggle. It's a grind sometimes. And it takes a lot of effort and time. Coming from the background of sales and marketing, it's definitely something that you have to be willing to face rejection time and time again. And if any of you have ever tried selling your art before, you might know what I'm talking about to some degree, right? But now try and 10 or 100x that effort, right? Before you gave up. And again, if you can do it yourself, so be it, right? That's cool. But don't knock the chance of working with people that are willing to help you elevate where your performance is at, right? Maybe you do see some success from doing it yourself. Maybe you do make some sales. Maybe you are making some revenue and you don't have to answer to anybody, right? That's cool, right? And if you own that and you love that and you want to become that multidimensional and that self-reliant, love. But if you see a space where you can work on your communication skills, that you can benefit from having people working on tasks that you don't want to spend all the work time of your day doing, you'd rather be making art, sometimes you can leverage your work at a higher level if you decide to bring in some real talent in other realms, like in business, in sales, marketing, even event representation. You don't have to be present at every single event that your art is being promoted at and sold at for you. I'm just saying, there's ways to make stuff work for you, and that's what a boss is all about. You find ways to make the system out here of all these people trying to make a living, all these people trying to make a name for themselves, and what they do, they make a decision. So you need to decide, are you going to be the jack of all trades and handle everything in your business for yourself? Again, love, kudos, but if you're wanting to really take things to another level and find that balance in your lifestyle, that you get to enjoy all the other parts of being human so much more, and yet also thrive with your work front and center of your career, and having so many more people in your corner, you have to learn to associate yourself with more people, learn to communicate, learn to discuss, learn to probably even compromise on some things. We connotate compromising with loss, right? We don't get the whole pie anymore. But think about it. If the pie never gets baked, are you really going to eat pie? If you can only bake one pie a year, how much pie are you going to have? I don't like the whole pie thing. I'm not a huge fan of pie, but all for the analogy's sake. If you really are about this, isn't it much more effective if the goal is to make a lot of pies and to have a lot of pie around? Wouldn't you prefer to have a pie bakery rather than trying to be a home chef or a home cook or home baker, really, and make your pies at home? How many fit in your oven? How many fillings and crusts are you willing to make? What if you make the recipe and then you have the bakery working on its own? Obviously as an artist, you still have to churn out work, but if you lock in, again, you forget to eat, you don't you don't look at your phone, you don't get distracted because you love what you're doing so much. You find yourself time and time again coming right back to your drawing table, to your art pad, to your pens, pencils, paints, whatever it might be. You gotta own that, man. And that's all this is about. So if this resonates with you, you know, maybe we have some talking to do, and maybe we can strike up a deal. I've been working on this project for a few years, growing my collection myself, and I hope to be working with more artists than ever. The roster is growing, the collection is growing. The savvy of learning to market, sell, and collaborate with people is growing. You know, people take time. They don't agree with me right away. That's fine. If you feel like this is interesting, you want to watch from the sidelines, feel free, you know. But just know, once the bug bites, come on out. I'm ready for you. Check you soon. This is Social Design Ted.